It's Saturday night. You have no date. Well, hell, neither do I. And you're sitting by your computer. Well, okay, it'd be Sunday for you, but for me it's Saturday night, and I'm sitting at my computer. That can only mean one thing. It's once again time for the absolutely completely random podcast for Saturday, February 4th, 2017. I'm your host, Andrew Rhodes. Tonight's podcast is brought to you by myself, as always, the electricity powering my laptop, and the number 3 for the amount of days I had to work this week. This week on the podcast, I have a lot to talk about. Club Penguin has been killed off by Disney. Well, who saw that coming, folks? Sword Art Online Season 3 has been announced. Holla frickin' Luya, and I mean that. Goku's voice actress in Japan hits the world record for video game work and has been given an award by the Guinness Book of World Records. Holy shit, there you go. Future Card Buddy Fights getting a new series in April. You'll hear about that. GameStop's new program is basically telling its employers, you need to lie to the customers. So the employees got to start lying to you. Oh, that's going to be fun. I'm also going to be talking about Doctor Who. That's right, Peter Capaldi is leaving Doctor Who. Arnold Schwarzenegger offers to take over as President of the United States. All hail Schwarzenegger. It's never going to happen, though, sadly, but I'd be game for it. And thanks to and I really do enjoy this part, folks, thanks to a Richest.com article, I'm going to be discussing the Power Rangers movie one more time, giving you 15 reasons why they think it's going to suck. So let's see if we can't have that as accurate as my list was. So before we get into all this, like always, if you're in the mood for trading cards, DVDs, whatnot, you know where to find me, Rhodes 2012 on eBay. I have a large amount of stuff updated, usually every month or two, so you can swing by and check that out. It's all lowercase, ARHOADS-2012. I am on eBay. You can also follow me on Twitter at OtakuRhodes. So this week for me has been kind of fun. We have to do we were doing 3 days. I shouldn't say have to, but we're scheduled to for a while, since there's not too many of us at work that do the freight. So we get 3 days now a week. A little more money, a little less time than myself, but a little more money, which is always good. Got to pay those bills. Need the Benjamins. So, yeah, this week's been kind of fun and at the same time kind of droll. I do have a nice drink tonight. Unfortunately, my favorite convenience store has to restock on the Dr. Pepper in the fountain machine. But I got some high C instead. Probably going to need that because I was standing out in the cold for about 20 minutes this morning waiting for my boss to show up. Or I should say my supervisor for today to show up. To unlock the door and let us in. So, I probably need that to help me keep from getting sick, because everybody around me seems to be getting sick lately. But, enough about my week and my horrible life. That's not why you're here. You're here because I spew stuff that I find on the internet amazing and interesting throughout the week. So, let's check it out. Let's start off the podcast this week with, well, you know what, let's just tick it off right off the bat. Doctor Who. Peter Capaldi is leaving Doctor Who at the end of this coming season. That's right. The Christmas 2017 special will be the final incarnation, will be the final time that you will see Peter Capaldi's Doctor Who. What does this mean? Well, for the first time, and I actually did do the math on this, it'd be about 5 years almost, we are actually getting a new Doctor. Holy shit. Here's a little history for you, ladies and gentlemen, on Doctor Who, just in case you're unfamiliar. It's a science fiction series that began in 1963 with William Hartnell being the very first Doctor, then going to Patrick Troughton, then John Pertwee, then Tom Baker, then Peter Davison, who ironically, in a twist of fate, his daughter is married to the 10th Doctor, and the 10th Doctor, who was played by David Tennant, always admired the 5th Doctor, who was Peter Davison. There you go! That's fun. Peter Davison. Colin Baker played the 6th Doctor, and Sylvester McCoy, who's my second favorite Doctor, played number 7. The series ran until 1989 when it was canceled. It did have a made-for-TV movie, I want to say, in 96, starring Paul McGinnon as Doctor Number 8, who then transitioned into the War Doctor, played by the late John Hurt. And the series came back in 2005 with Christopher Eccleston taking over as the Doctor, Number 9. He lasted for 1 year and became David Tennant then for a couple years. Then Matt Smith, who is so far down on my list of favorite Doctors, I would rather watch black and white versions of car chases than him. And Peter Capaldi, who is the current Doctor. So, we're going to get a new Doctor. But the question that a lot of people have been asking since Peter Capaldi broke this news is the series going to be going, is it going to continue? Is there going to be a Doctor Who yet? Because you kind of have to wonder how much more of this can they actually go through. Yes, I know it does have that, we can always just pull back enemies, reuse them. I mean, we have an entire, and I do have to admit this, they have a plethora of enemies and aliens and whatnot up there in the magic space and time of the Time Lords and in the setting of the series that they could easily pull a couple of them out and what have you. So it's basically a line of how much of this can go on, how long can it go on. But I guess it's just a matter of changing everything up. But Capaldi, according to something that I read, isn't the only person that's leaving Doctor Who. I think it's Dan Mortuff, I want to say. I'm not sure. I have the article here in front of me. Stephen Moffat. Or Moffat. Or however you pronounce his last name. Something about that. Yeah, it would also be, the new season beginning in April would also be his last. We're getting somebody new from there. So, Peter Capaldi's leaving, and he was quoted by saying, "I feel sad. I love Doctor Who. It is a fantastic program to work on. But I don't know how long I can give it my best. And if I'm not giving it my best, I don't want to do it." And so, a lot of people then started having rumors. Like, why is he leaving the series? Is he being pushed out? Are they forcibly shoving him out? Or, and I kind of like some of these, were the ratings for the show sucking? Did the BBC decide, no, we want his ass gone? Or did he just not want to be typecast? I kind of think the typecasting is kind of how a lot of them left. I mean, they did it for X amount of years, and then they just don't want that to be their main goal in life. Hell, if I got to play the Doctor, I would not mind that being... If I did nothing for the rest of my life, I'd go, hey, I was a Doctor. I was the Doctor on Doctor Who for a couple seasons. Now, screw the rest of my life. I have, 7 kids now? Screw it. I was the Doctor. Sadly, I'd be like that Neil Armstrong thing, I guess, from Big Bang Theory. So, yeah, I'm never going to get to play the Doctor. So that's all fluke dream. But, so they're just wondering why Peter Capaldi's quitting Doctor Who. He feels like it's the right time for him to move on. But this is kind of what I'm wondering. How are we going to end it? How is Peter Capaldi's end going to come? And that's kind of my question here. Because how they had the deaths in all the other ones, and the regenerations, was sort of prominent to how that Doctor lived. The original Doctor just died of old age after battling the enemies. The second Doctor was forced into his regeneration because he did not wish to obey the rules of the Time Lords. The third Doctor died of poisoning, radiation poisoning from Metebelis 3. The fourth Doctor fell off the Pharaoh's scaffolding. The fifth Doctor died of poisoning again. The sixth Doctor hit his head on the console, which basically killed him, I should say. The seventh Doctor died due to improper surgery thanks to 20th century medicine. Hey, we suck anyway, if you think about it. The War Doctor just regenerated, I'm guessing because of old age. The 8th Doctor transitioned into the War Doctor by force. The 9th Doctor absorbed the time vortex from Rose. The 10th Doctor died from, ironically again, radiation. Go figure. We keep getting radiation poisoning. Huh. The 11th Doctor basically used up all of his regenerations and was dying of old age on Trenzalore until the Time Lords decided to grant him a whole new set of regenerations for, I guess you'd kind of call it past deeds that he did and good stuff that he had done. So, how is Peter Capaldi's Doctor going to go? I mean, he's taken on the Cybermen. He's taken on the Daleks. He has taken on almost every villain in the Doctor Who universe. I don't know if he's taken on the Seltarans, though. But he's taken on a lot of them. He's even taken on the Time Lords themselves. So how do they plan to throw Doctor Who? How do they plan to kill him off? At least to kill off this incarnation. That's right there, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say is the $1 million question. So who the next Doctor is going to be is the next question. There are people out there saying that it should be a woman. I'll kind of agree with that. I don't want to sound sexist or anything, but I kind of agree with that. It should be. I mean, we've had a male lead in this for how many years now? Oh, well, hold on. I can tell you that. What did I say came out? 68? Backtrack up this article. 63. Okay. So it came out in 63. And it ran until 1989. So it ran for a good 20 years. 26 years. Then it was resurrected in 2005 and is still going. Now we are now in 2017, so that's a good 12 years. So let's add the 12 years to the 26 we got, and we are up to a grand total of 38 years worth of Doctor... Whoa, wait a minute. Seriously? Oh, yeah, shit. At least 38 years worth of Doctor Who that's been on the air. The Doctor Who name, though, is at least 50 years old because they had the 50th anniversary with the Day of the Doctor and all that. So, yeah, I say yeah. Let's give a woman a chance to be the Doctor. You never know. Might do well. Maybe we can bring Jenna Coleman back and she can be the Doctor. That'd be pretty interesting. Went from assistant to Doctor. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, she did do a pretty good one in the episode Flatline. So, yeah, let's do that. Don't know how well it would work, but, yeah, we could do that. So, all in all, it's just very sad that he's leaving the series, but I understand why he's doing it. He wants to do different challenges. He wants to be challenged more. Playing the time-traveling Time Lord is going to take its toll. I mean, he's a 58-year-old man, for crying out loud. So... yeah. There's all that. Yeah. So, it's kind of sad that he's leaving. Stephen Montaf's leaving, too. But, changes come, changes go. But it's just kind of weird. And that's what I'm wondering, is how we're going to get how they are going to basically take down the Time Lord. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. So maybe I'll come up with a video or something. My theory on how the Doctor is going to go down in this one. So, yep. Okay. So let's move on then to another one. To another topic. First off, I'd just like to finish that off, I guess, with thank you, Mr. Capaldi, for bringing us some wonderful years as the Doctor. But let's move on. Disney, Club Penguin, and murder. What do those three things have in common besides my next topic? Well, if you're Disney, you're killing Club Penguin. Yep, that's right. Disney's massively multiplayer online game Club Penguin aimed at children will be terminated due to weak traffic. Really? The game's coming to an end on March 29th. The entertainment company plans to launch Club Penguin Island as a replacement. Really? Wow. The new game will offer completely new gameplay and features. So in other words, we're getting rid of the old and bringing in something new. Figures. From Wednesday, paid members of Club Penguin can continue playing with no charges. Those who are eligible for refunds, they'll get, I guess, something through email. Club Penguin was first launched in 2005. It became hugely popular. I actually own, and I know I don't have a camera. I'll have to take a picture of the little guy, maybe. Something that I got at a FYE. It's bright little yellow fuzzball. I don't know what the hell it is, actually. And I got my mom a blue one, and I got a yellow one, because I remember the fun of this. When I went to pick it up, I'm like, okay, I got a couple dollars, find a couple gifts, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, yeah. I go to pay for the blue one's coming up $75. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute now. You mean to tell me this little blue thing is worth $75? What the hell have I been smoking lately? $75? Whoa! Here he scanned a token that it came with. That's what was $75. But the token was free because it was an add-on. At least that's what he explained to me. I'm like, I don't really care. I'm not paying $75 for this. I ended up getting it, though. It came out to the right price in the end. So I have a yellow one. My mom has a blue one. I got that nice little guy. So that's about the only Club Penguin thing I own. That's about as far as it that I know, besides it's like a game and it was something weird. Users responded emotionally, though, to this. Well, yeah. The announcement of anything being terminated is going to cause massive upheaval by the fans. Club Penguin has been the biggest impact of my life, connecting me with such amazing people for almost 10 years. I've been involved with your game, with the people, wrote one person. Another comment said your, and they spelled your wrong. I want to say that. Shutting down my childhood. Get over it! Holy Christ, get over it! It's a goddamn video game. And I know I'm saying this, and I'm just thinking back to my mind. You know, I played video games a lot growing up. I played Chex Quest. I played Freelancer. I played a lot of PS2 games and GameCube games. So, yeah, I can understand. I just realized, oh, my God, I just became my mom right now. So that moment, ladies and gentlemen, I just channeled my mom. It's a goddamn video game. Get over it. Oh, my God, I just channeled my mom. Wow, Mom, I know you're listening to this. I just channeled you for a moment there. Wow. I didn't think that was going to happen. Yeah, but Club Penguin blog said it'll be celebrating 11 years with a huge party starting February 1st. The company offered exclusive in-game rewards for those who pre-register their new Penguin name on Club Penguin Island. No idea what those rewards are, nor do I really care. This was interesting because it came up under a video game topic, and it's Disney. As Disney, for a company that's pretty much trying to rule the world, killing off something and pissing off people is not the way to go about it, Disney. You want to do that, bring Jar Jar Binks back in the next Star Wars movie. That'll piss people off. That'll just be what everybody wants to see. We're going to go see what's the next one coming out. Jedi Knights, I think they called it. Yeah, was it like Rise of the Jedi Knights or something? So let's have Jar Jar Binks suddenly show up wielding a lightsaber. Right there you go, Disney! That's going to be the meme for like the next 60 years. Misa Jar Jar Binks, Misa Jedi! And I can just see the people flipping out on Disney. Oh well, poor Disney. Let's keep going along here, folks. Let's keep going along. Alright, so Sword Art Online is still going strong. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The new movie, Ordinal Scale, has some early screenings. Positive reviews around the board on that so far from what I've heard. And there's something beautiful, folks. For those of you that were there seeing it, one Twitter user reported something, and it's kind of interesting and caught my attention, immediately caught my attention. At the end of the credits of Ordinal Scale, it says, in quotations, SAO will return. So that means that we're getting Season 3 of Sword Art Online. Hallelujah, folks! We're getting Season 3. What this means is I'm excited, because I love Sword Art Online. The story is amazing. The characters are so intriguing. I can get into it. I don't see how people hate that, but then again, I hate Fruits Baskets, so I could kind of understand that to a point. But however, the news should be taken with a grain of salt since it's not an official announcement. But I can get a little excited. Let me have some hope here. Just having the movies kind of neat alone, but let me have a little bit of hope we're going to get a third season. The second season ended all right, but it could have ended a little better. It wasn't going to end as uplifting, unfortunately. But it could have ended a little better than it did. But all in all, I really appreciate. So let me have this little bit of, let me have this. At least for the time being. So Sword Art Online 3 was announced. We're hoping it's going to be made official at some point. Until then, it's just unofficial. It's just hoping and dreaming or possibly a mistranslation. But let's hope, folks. We can hope for now. Ordinal Scale is coming out February 18th, and a third season on the way. Things are looking good for SAO fans. So let's just, as my one friend keeps saying, I need to start thinking positively. And as I told her multiple times, when I think positively, bad things happen. And she saw proof of that. She can never deny. With her own eyes, she saw proof she can never deny. But yeah, for now, let me have this. I'm hoping that we get season 3. That would be pretty cool. So they're getting the game that's coming out, Sword Art Online versus Excel World, which sounds really cool. Ordinal Scale's coming. So it almost seems like screw the Year of the Rooster, I think is what we're on now. Screw that. Let's have the Year of SAO. There you go. Attack on Titan's getting a second season. How many other anime series are getting a second season? Come on. Let's have something good here, folks. I love Sword Art Online. I want to see more of it. So come on. Don't disappoint me. But yeah, that's about all the information I found on that. So I'm hoping that it becomes real. I'm hoping this wasn't just like somebody wanting to spam the hell out of us SAO fans and just piss us off. In which case, the movie's still coming out that I'm looking forward to. Ordinal Scale. I'm looking forward to seeing it at some point. It sounds interesting to me. The graphics looked amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing that at some point. So either way, I still have that to look forward to, so you can't take away my happiness entirely. But please don't screw me to the wall. I really don't need that. Yep, don't need that at all. Alright. Goku's voice actress in Japan has hit the world record for video game work. The 80-year-old voice actress, Misako Nozawa, and I apologize to her profusely if I mispronounced her name. I'm not that big a fan of the voice of Goku in Japan. I can stand it because I've been watching Dragon Ball Super subbed, so I'm starting to live with it. But I just wasn't that big a fan of it at first. But she's gotten an award from the Guinness Book of World Records for having the most amount. Or sorry, the Guinness World Record. Well, they come out in the book then, anyways. It's how everybody knows. She's gotten the award for having the most. Let's see here. Yeah, her work to the series extends into its many video games. She's the voice of Dragon Ball. She voices Goku, Gohan, and a slew of other characters. So it also extends into the video games too. And it turns out that alone was worthy of a Guinness World Record. She's now the current record holder in a couple video game categories, including the longest time voicing a single character and the longest time working as a voice actor in games. Two things she should be proud about. Guinness issued the award on October 25th, 2016, but Nozawa wasn't officially presented with it until a special awards ceremony held in Tokyo on January 31st, 2017. As of the awards issuing, Nozawa has been voicing Son Goku since 1993's Dragon Ball Z Super Botuken on the Super Famicom. That put her ever-extending record at a whopping 23 years, 218 days. Holy shit. That's huge. 23, almost 24 years. Voicing a single character in an anime. That is goddamn impressive. That is impressive. Congrats. Congratulations to her. She deserves that. Profusely. Tremendously. Not profusely. Tremendously. I can't think right today, folks. My brain's starting to shut itself down for some stupid reason. Congratulations. You deserve that award. You really do. Congratulations. Hopefully you have many more years, and you'll be continuing to do Dragon Ball Z until your dying day. Okay, for those of you that are still following Future Card Buddy Fight, I sure as hell ain't, because I stopped watching that crap a long time ago. Well, I stopped watching it when the third series, Triple D, came out. And I'll explain why as I get into this. Well, the next series is coming out in April. Oh, joy. Yep, that's right. Future Card Buddy Fight. The anime based on a collectible trading card game of the same name. No shit, that's how they make the money. It's made by Bushiroad, by the way, in case you didn't know that. It's getting its fourth anime series this April. Woohoo! Name of the series and its exact premiere date have not yet been announced. Of course not. The original Buddy Fight aired from 2014 to 2015, which I have to admit, this first two seasons were good. The first two series were good. Future Card Buddy Fight and Future Card Buddy Fight 100 were amazing. However, it immediately got killed with Future Card Buddy Fight Triple D. Now, I got 3 episodes into that. That was it. I couldn't go any further. What pissed off a lot of us fans is that they got rid of Drum. They had Gal. I had to really think of the name there for a second. Like I said, it has been a while since I stopped watching it. They had Gal take on Kyoya Gain right at the start of the series as the first fight, using Gal's new buddy monster. Gal gets a new buddy. There was just so much wrong with that. So, what am I not a fan of with this one? So much. And like I said, I only got 3 episodes into it. I wanted to try to get the fourth one. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. It wasn't worth it anymore. Now, a lot of fans jumped ship during the second series, Future Card Buddy Fight 100. And I can actually tell you the exact point when they did. Episode 25 and 26. The reason for this was because Bushiroad decided to get rid of the English dub. They made the announcement that starting from episode, I think it was either 25 or 26, that the series will now be English subbed, or Japanese dubbed with English subtitles. So this got the fans into going, well, the voice actors are on strike. No, the voice actors weren't on strike. Then this got into going, well, the company's closing up. They're not going to be doing it anymore. It's going to end. This will be the last season. Obviously, that didn't come to fruition with Triple D coming out, and now this newer one. Company must not be closing up shop on Future Card Buddy Fight anytime soon. It's Bushiroad. They have this. They have that Schweiss game. I know they make a Sword Art Online trading card game, so they have plenty of crap to fall back on. Let's not forget Card Fight Vanguard. I know that's still going. I know they're making a whole buttload of that because when I was at when I went to the card shop last Friday before and after the movie, the guy in there before the movie was putting some Vanguard cards in a binder, and after the movie there was another guy putting some Vanguard cards into a binder. So, still, you have that, but having it that the series is still going, I haven't followed it anymore. I know Crunchyroll is streaming the series. You can also watch it on the official Future Card Buddy Fight YouTube channel because it is their official YouTube channel and they do allow the episodes to be aired on there. So, at least my best knowledge, I don't know. Like I said, I unsubscribed from it. I stopped watching it. It just lost its luster for me. I mean, it was good for a couple episodes. It was good for the first two series, but then the third series comes along and I just lost interest in it. So if you're interested in catching up on all that buddy fighting, as the article puts it, Crunchyroll is streaming the entire series. And like I said, you can probably also pull it up on YouTube because I know they have their official channel on YouTube. So you have that. But they're getting a new series coming out in April. I'm not looking forward to it. I don't think I'm going to watch it. But you know what? There might be some Future Card Buddy Fight fans out there. Hell, I don't even own a single Future Card Buddy Fight card. I just watched it because I thought it was kind of neat. I don't own a single card. So what does that tell you? I mean, I own a couple Vanguard cards. I own a buttload of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I think I keep telling the people, because I get a majority of my cards at my local Dollar Tree every now and then, and they're like, well, I had a huge collection. I was like, well, how big is your collection? I actually, and I can safely say this, I lost count. Somewhere around, anywhere between 1,000 to 3,000, I lost count. And I'm not joking. I lost count. Big time, I lost count. So I could probably sit down, but if I sit down, I'm pretty much going to be, if I'd ever pick like a rainy day, this is a project I have set up for like a massive blizzard or something. Like if I know they're calling for a butt ton of snow, and I mean we're talking worse than the blizzard of 2016, we're talking the blizzard of 2016 and the blizzard of 96 got together, had a kid, and that kid just decided to hover over where I live for, let's say, a good week and a half, and I find out about it ahead of time, I'm going to the local I'm going to my local Walmart. I'm going to buy up as many card sleeves, as many trading card sleeves for binders as I can get, a couple binders maybe at my local Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to pretty much be spending my time sitting and putting my cards together. Putting them in binders, going, okay, spell cards, monster cards, trap cards. That's what I'll be doing. I mean, that would pretty much be my entire time would be doing that. Because I'm like a highly organized person, so it kind of bothers me how I have them. But some of the cards, I don't mind how I have them because I have them in bags and I know where they are then. So, but that's like my rainy day project for if I really get like bored or something, or I have a lot of free time that I know is coming up. Maybe I'll work on that. Who knows? But yeah, so getting back to the article and the topic here on hand, Buddy Fight's continuing. Series 4 is coming out sometime in April. Title in that'll be, when I find out the title, I'll say something on here. You can guarantee that. You know I will. I'm always good for you. All right, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty, folks. But before we get into the two articles that everybody's waiting for, yeah, I'm like Ripley's Believe It or Not. I'm the one that has the stuff that you're waiting to hear near the end of the video. Now, you can always cheat and click the little slider and move it along to the end and just try to find it. Hope and pray you get it where it starts. Hey, either way, you're still viewing my video, so I don't care. But before we get into that, let's talk about the last time I'm going to talk about politics on this podcast, and I mean that. This is the final time. Arnold Schwarzenegger has offered to take over as U.S. president. That's right. The Terminator himself, the T-800, and yes, I did have the correct one because the T-1000 was the liquid one, and the TX was the female one from the third movie. He is the T-800. Ha! I remember that. Has hit out at Commander-in-Chief Donald Trump after the former Celebrity Apprentice star mocked the show's decline in ratings since he departed and Schwarzenegger took over. Trump urged people to pray for Arnold and branded the new series of Celebrity Apprentice a disaster during the National Prayer Breakfast in Washington, D.C. on this past Thursday. I want to say you're taking the National Prayer Breakfast, and you're going, we need to pray for Arnold because the new series of the Celebrity Apprentice is a disaster. I would tell everybody we need to pray for world peace, pray for the people in other countries, pray that we can all work together to make the world a better place. No. I'm going to take this opportunity to pray that Arnold Schwarzenegger, to pray for Schwarzenegger because he's killing the show that I started. Okay. All right, we'll go with that. He said, and I quote, "We had tremendous success on The Apprentice, and when I ran for president, I had to leave the show. And they hire a big movie star, Arnold Schwarzenegger, to take my place. And we know how that turned out. The ratings went right down the tubes. It's been a total disaster. And executive producer Mark Barrett will never, ever bet against Trump again. And I want to just pray for Arnold, if we can, for those ratings, okay?" But in true Terminator fashion, in true Arnold Schwarzeneggerness, the 69-year-old actor quickly shared a video online suggesting that he and the president switched jobs. He said, and I quote, "Hey Donald, I have a great idea. Why don't we switch jobs? You take over TV because you're such an expert at ratings, and I'll take over your job, then the people can finally sleep comfortably again." And, ladies and gentlemen, that is going in the history books as the greatest quote of 2017. Let's give it up for Arnold Schwarzenegger, ladies and gentlemen, for giving the greatest burn in the history of burns. Trump is going to need some ointment from that one, folks. Major ass ointment is what he needs for that one. As Master Roshi would say, you're going to need a senzu for that one, pal. Holy shit, that is a burn. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce my burn meter. Let's get how bad that one was. Burn. Yeah, that's pretty bad, folks. Oh, that is a burn. Oh, that is a major burn. Let's read it again, folks, just in case you missed it or you're laughing so hard. Schwarzenegger's reply to Trump basically bitching him out at the National Prayer Breakfast was he has a great idea. Why don't we switch jobs? You take over television because you're such an expert at ratings, and I take over your job, and then the people can finally sleep comfortably again. Mega burn! As the regular show guys would go, oh! That is a burn, folks. Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was governor of California for 8 years until 2011, previously admitted he would have campaigned to be the Republican candidate for presidency this year if he had been eligible to run for the position. Sadly, he cannot run for the office of president because he was not born in the United States, which is a law that I personally think should get changed. Because you could have... I want to be honest with that. There are a lot of American citizens that have come here from other countries seeking freedom and a better life. They're allowed to join the armed forces, but they're not allowed to run for president because they were not born in this country. They can have a kid in this country, and that kid can run for president, but they themselves cannot, which I kind of find to be horrible. I mean, look how well Arnold Schwarzenegger ran California for those 8 years he was governor. It was wonderful. Californians will probably say this. I remember reading an article right before his 8 years were up, that they were trying to change the law out in California, literally change the California law to allow him to run again so he could run for governor for a third time. But they couldn't. They tried, but there were too many loopholes. They would have had to change too much stuff. They're like, we have to let him go, and they didn't want to do that. I remember reading that article. But, yeah, so that is just one of the great things. But, yeah, so the Austrian actor said, if I'd been born in America, I would have run. Because now this is a very good time to get in the race. So, it's kind of sad that he can't run for president. But, Mr. Schwarzenegger, as one of your biggest fans, let me just say that is one of the best ass-kickings you have ever given. And you didn't even do it physically. You did it mentally and emotionally. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to award him the absolutely completely random podcast Burn of the Year, folks. He served the Burn of the Year, and Trump got the Burn of the Year. So congratulations, Mr. Schwarzenegger. You deserve a huge, huge round of applause for telling Donald Trump off. For telling the president off. You deserve that. That was just good and wonderful. And, oh, God, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. I love that. That was great. That was great. That was wonderful. Okay. Who out there likes GameStop? You do? Oh, well, you may not after this article. In an article, it's a Kotaku article. The new GameStop program leads employees to lie to their customers. Jason Schreiser, and I apologize if I mispronounced that, wrote the article on Kotaku, and I originally heard this with Pat Contry on the CU podcast. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to give a thought on this. Because for years, I went to GameStop. For years, I did the GameStop thing. If I wanted games, I went to GameStop. They were cheap. Now, granted, I bought used games. I didn't give a rat's ass if it was new or used. I bought it. I bought a couple new games there. I know I bought one new game when it was still EB games yet. And that was Soul Calibur 2. I know I bought Dynasty Warriors Gundam 2 new. I bought Golden Sun Dark Dawn new. Pokemon game I bought new. So yeah, I have bought new games from GameStop. That's not really I bought new and used games from there. I bought the movie PC game from there that I sold not too long ago because I had my fill of it. But yeah, I have seen. Yeah, I kind of understand how GameStop kind of annoys people. But have you gone to GameStop over the past few months, the article says, and tried to buy a new game? Have they told you that it's not in stock? They may simply be lying to you. Fueled by a new program that discourages GameStop salespeople from selling unopened copies of video games. So in other words, let's not even bother trying to get rid of the new stuff that we get on a truck. Yeah, let's get rid of this shit that people bring in here that probably they're dumpster diving for. Alright, cool. We'll go with that. The program called Circle of Life, and no, I'm not going to do the Lion King reference there. Oh, you know what? What the hell? I'm in a good mood. It's the Circle of Life. Yeah, we all know that song. Gives each GameStop store different percentage quotas. For 1, pre-orders, 2, reward card subscriptions, 3, used game sales, and 4, game trade-ins. Each of these quotas is based on the store's total transactions. Pre-orders and reward card subscriptions are based on the number of transactions, while used game sales and trade-ins are based on the total dollar value of transactions. So if a store's quota for used game sales is 30% and the store sells $1,000 worth of merchandise, GameStop expects at least 300 of that merchandise to be pre-owned games or accessories. So if someone walks into GameStop and picks up, let's say, a brand new copy of Yakuza 0 without 1, pre-ordering another game, 2, subscribing for a new rewards card, or 3, buying a used game, or 4, trading in some games to help pay for it, then the transaction will knock down all 4 percentages. And I'm quoting right from the article, by the way. So that worries me a little bit. So let's keep going here, because you're getting my reactions. I've heard about it, but I didn't actually read the article yet today. The more new games an employee sells, the more used games they'll have to sell to make up for it. In other words, according to salespeople speaking to Kotaku and elsewhere on the internet, GameStop is incentivizing, it's a new word, employees to stop people from buying new games and hardware. GameStop staff say the company has threatened to fire people who don't hit these quotas, which is leading to all sorts of scuzzy tactics. So we're now effectively at the used car lot of video gaming transactions. There you go, folks. They've now become the used car lot, where if they don't hit their quotas, their asses are fired. We are telling people we don't have new systems in stock, so we won't take a $300 or $400 hit on our pre-owned numbers, one GameStop employee told the author in an email, requesting anonymity because he was not authorized to speak to the press. I would want anonymity too. They're going to track you down anyway, but I want anonymity too. This is a company-wide, and in discussions with my peers, it is a common practice. We also tell customers, we don't have copies of new games in stock when they are on sale, for example. Watch Dogs 2 is currently $29.99 new and $54.99 pre-owned. We just tell them we don't have the new one in stock and shuffle them out the door. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Holy shit! The Circle of Life program, which began late last year but ramped up in early 2017, we're only 2 months into 2017! Oh, God! According to staff, attaches a specific COL score to each employee and each store. Oh, God, this is getting worse. Each of the 4 categories represents 25% of that total COL score. What the hell does COL stand for? Cost of losing? So if a store hits their quota for pre-orders and reward cards, but not for trade-ins and used games, their COL will be 50%. If an employee hits all 4 of his quotas, he'll get a COL of 100%. I'm now banging my head on my microphone. This is so disturbed I am with this article. Oh, God. And it gets worse, folks. It gets worse. GameStop staff have told me that corporate managers are monitoring both stores and individual employees, asking everyone to give a COL score of at least 75% by hitting at least 3 of their 4 quotas. If a store is hitting their quota, COL targets, but one salesperson is not, that salesperson may face punishment or even lose their job, according to company employees. So if you have a person that's working at GameStop because they know games and they understand things, but they don't want to get out there and sell the crap because, they figure, let the person come and ask me the questions, they're going to lose their job because they're not pushing your crap fast enough. Oh, it's getting better, folks. And I still have more to go. When contacted by Kotaku, GameStop's corporate office sent over the following statement. Oh, goody, we get the company line. Here we go. All of GameStop's internal programs are designed to provide our customers the best value in all their video game purchases, including new and pre-owned merchandise. With any program, opportunities arise for improvement, and we will continue to refine it to equip our knowledgeable store associates to provide a great store experience. That is the company line if I've ever read it in my life. That's the company line. First off, knowledgeable employees? Oh, hell no. Last time I was at a GameStop, I remember, I didn't even have to ask this. I remember a person in front of me in line asking the associate what the difference was between a Nintendo DS Lite, a DSi XL, and a 3DS. And the knowledgeable store associate, as they put it, said, the only thing that's different is the wording. It's all the same shit. And these are the people you haven't... You people are... You should be ashamed of yourselves. Horribly ashamed. Oh my God. That is a company like Knowledgeable Store Associates. Hell no. Oh God and hell no. Customers have long complained about GameStop's tendency to push pre-owned games and pre-orders. No shit! Every time I ever went to a GameStop, would you like to pre-order any of these games? No, I don't have a system for it. Would you like to buy a system for it? No! I know what I want to get. It's sitting right here on the goddamn counter. These 6 games, totaling $22. Here's $23. Give me my goddamn change. I'm getting out of here. Like 22 something. Give me my change. I'm getting out of here. I don't know if I'm ever going to come back. Ah! Apologize. I still had some, I had some dust or something. But I just, that is the BS company line. And I mean, that is the company line. But long since, customers have long complained about their tendency to push pre-owned games and pre-orders. Oh, I can vouch for that. But this new Circle of Life program has taken forcefulness to a new level. Yeah, on both ends. Now you're going to get the employees groveling at your hands, at your feet. What can I do to make you buy a pre-owned game? Do you want me to dance naked in the store? I'll do it. I'll do it. I won't care. I've been humiliating myself as it is. Please don't let them fire me. That's what it's going to come to now, folks. Employees across the web are complaining about this new practice, which they say punishes them for doing their jobs. On the GameStop Reddit, employees have gathered to share gripes and tips for hitting their COL numbers so they don't get fired. You want to know what I'm just going to give a fair piece of advice. Here's my idea for how you can hit your COL numbers. Don't. Ever see Mutiny on the Bounty? It's a damn good movie. Watch it and then you'll understand what I mean. Mutiny! But these numbers are often out of the staff's control. During game launch events, for example, GameStop employees will usually sell nothing but new games, damaging their percentages and therefore lowering their COL scores. Yeah, sure. Then they're going to come up with some brilliant idea of, okay, this is what we're going to do. How many boxes of that new game do we get? All right, open up half of them. We're going to call them pre-owned. Because then we can make more money. That's going to be some shady shit. Now, let's say you're going to have a game that's going for like $30 new, $70 pre-owned, and they're going to open up at least half of those, maybe all of them, just so that they can sell them for that $70 and make a butt-ass profit. That is good. Oh, God. This is opening up the can of worms from which GameStop may officially put themselves into their final resting place. This may be the grave of GameStop, the starting of the tombstone. The ghost of Christmas yet to come is coming down, and GameStop's screwed in the ass on this one, folks. By these... Yeah, okay, I did that. The other day, this is a quote from an employee. The other day, working at the RE7 Kingdom Hearts launch, we were telling walk-in, non-reserved customers that we didn't have the games in stock, or that they were only for pre-orders in order not to sell new copies of games. Said a GameStop employee, "It's that bad." A second employee, and this is getting better and better, folks. Second employee also said they found themselves in trouble after selling a bunch of new games last Tuesday. During the launch of Resident Evil 7, Kingdom Hearts 2.8, and Tales of Berseria. Quote, now I'm fucked for the week. That employee said, now I have to sell way more pre-owned this week. Circle of Life has long been a buzzword at GameStop, which makes the bulk of their profit off sales of pre-owned games and hardware, much to the dismay of video game publishers. In GameStop's eyes, the transaction of video games is meant to be circular. You buy a game, you trade it in, use the extra cash to buy another game, ideally pre-owned. I remember buying it was The Force Awakens. No, Force Unleashed, that's what it was. I remember buying that brand new. I traded in a whole bunch of games to get that. Over the past few years, GameStop has gone through a number of policies to encourage pre-orders and reward card subscriptions. So some employees are hoping that the Circle of Life program will soon go away. But for now, it's leading to a lot of stress. Here's the final quote in the article. This has all been under the guise of doing better for the customer and giving the customer what they want, a better value. Which is definitely not true, said a GameStop employee. Why would I get reserves if it's going to lead to a new sale? Why would I sell you a new game that you're excited about if it's going to hurt my numbers at the end of the day? Why would I sell you a new system if I'm going to be fired for doing so? It doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't make any sense. And like I said, this is basically going to lead to groveling in the store by the employees. They're going to get on their hands and knees. These employees are soon going to do stupid things just so that people will buy pre-owned stuff so they can go, see, look, my numbers are up. You can't fire me. My numbers are good. This is sad. GameStop, in my opinion, like I just said earlier, is now basically the used car lot and the car lot of video gaming. This is sad. This is pathetic. This hurts so much. Oh, God, does this hurt. So, GameStop's basically shooting themselves in the foot. The writing's on the wall. It's time to just close up GameStop and call it a day. It's done, folks. It's done. And a lot of these games are probably going to be dumpster-dive pre-owns that they threw out. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They're supposed to destroy games and systems that are pre-owned. I forgot about that. So, what systems and shit are you going to sell if you're destroying this crap? Oh, hurts my head to think about it, folks. It really does. All right, final topic for the night, ladies and gentlemen. The podcast is almost over. So for those of you that stuck with me this long, thank you so much for putting up with my rambling and my bitching. But for now, let's talk about the final topic for tonight. The Richest.com's article, 15 Reasons the New Power Rangers movie is Going to Suck. Hallelujah! Because I agree with that, it is going to suck. But let's see what we got here. Now, most of these are taken from other sites. I will say the site that it's from, so that you can look up all of them individually, or you can just go to therichest.com, or just Google the Richest.com Power Rangers article. I guarantee you'll find it. The article started off with since 1993, the Power Rangers franchise has been one of the most successful in history. The original idea, mixing footage from a Japanese kids show with brand new U.S. footage, was crazy, yet became a monster hit that sold out toys around the country. It has survived over 20 years, 3 networks, and several incarnations to establish itself as a mainstay of pop culture. Hell, even Disney had their hands in this for a few years before they gave it up because they thought there was no money left in it. Saban takes it over. It did a little better, but then they went downhill with Megaforce and Super Megaforce. On March 24th, the franchise is set to get a major kick with a brand new big screen reboot that's getting major buzz. It promises to bring the teenagers with attitude into the 21st century. Still in the 21st century, really? And utilize cutting-edge FX to get fans going. However, the early trailers, while scoring huge numbers, are bringing up a lot of worries from fans on what direction the movie is going to take. And early indications are that it's going to be a very bad one. Yep. It's not the first attempt, though, to reboot. The article continues. Other movies have done the same thing. So let's take a look at the 15 reasons, according to Richest.com, why the new Power Rangers movie is going to suck. We have starting off at number 15. Oh, wait, hold on. Should I have somebody else do the counting on this, maybe? Nah, screw that crap. I don't want to get sued. Number 15. We get an angsty Kimberly. Oh, yeah, we do. To its credit, according to the article, and this was from Glamour.com, by the way, to its credit, the movie does seem to have the casting well in hand, as Naomi Scott most resembles her original character. No, she doesn't. However, the way she's portrayed seems off. As played by Amy Jo Johnson, the Pink Ranger was a bright and chipper girl, an expert gymnast who enjoyed shopping and loved great outfits. Well, this show took place supposedly out in California, so yeah, she was your typical Valley girl. Let's see here. She was the bright light of the squad that brought great humor to the part. The movie version appears to be the fallen high school queen, with Kimberly laughed at by some classmates and screwing up to get detention. This leads to the moment in the trailer where Kimberly does one of the most tired tropes around, giving herself a haircut to show off her new strength. Yeah, we've all seen that in how many movies, and it sucks. While there are flashes of humor, it's more of a sardonic than funny, and not quite fitting for the character. Scott looks good in the role and might be a bit brighter than in the final film, but having the Pink Ranger packing so much angst isn't good for the film. Number 14, from YouTube.com, there's no Bulkin skull. This may be small, but many of the fans do cite it as a concern. On the show, Bulk and Skull were the comic relief. Linkar from the top to fourth wall adores them, so I agree with that. A pair of arrogant bullies in the first season, not that dangerous, often bungling. They grew popular with fans and so shifted to more likable goofballs whose antics included hopelessly chasing the Rangers' true identities, joining the local police force, and even getting turned into monkeys. The two basically became a key part of the mythos, hanging around various incarnations of the team, and a good balance to the heroics. It looks like they're completely absent from the movie, however, which is a bad move. It was fun to see some grounded characters and much needed comedy stuff that the movie could use. True, the film's take on harsh bullying might have made them more villainous, but if the film is trying to capture the early days of the franchise, including these guys would have been a good touch. Number 13, some character designs from PowerRangersWiki.com. Sometimes change can be good, even the worst ardent fan of the original show has to admit it was troubling that the Black Ranger was African American while the Yellow Ranger was Asian. No, it's just poor casting. However, some of the changes seemingly made to the characters are troubling as noted. Kimberly looks far more filled with angst rather than the bright gal she should be, making Billy Black isn't bad, but he doesn't seem to be not quite as nerdy with some obsessive-compulsive disorder. Jason looks to have gotten in trouble with the law, complete with ankle bracelet and not quite clean-cut leader of the team. Zach still has a cool vibe, but reports are it's mostly a front for his really rough home life. And Trini is constantly picked on as a chubby gal. It may be beefing it up for modern audiences, but it's also run the risk of ruining the characters fans have come to love, and so much making the film a bit too dark for its own good. Oh, couldn't have said that one better myself. But yeah, making the Black Ranger African American and making the Yellow Ranger Asian, that was just poor casting. Come on, you can't blame that. That was poor casting. It wasn't trouble, it was poor casting. Number 12 from ScreenRant.com, The Breakfast Club Knockoff. Oh, yes, it is. A key bit of the show was that the Rangers were friends before becoming a team. An odd pack, but still friends. The film's setup seems to be literally the Breakfast Club, as the five are barely familiar with each other before getting sentenced to detention together, leading to them finding the magic coins. Yes, screw the power within you, love and joy. You get magic coins. Oh, this is getting bad. Normally playing off John Hughes is a good thing, but the line from the trailer on "we're all screw-ups" doesn't exactly make the Rangers look really heroic. If anything, it just highlights them as a batch of misfits, just in the right place at the right time, rather than heroically chosen for a specific reason. Zordon told Alpha to find 5 teenagers with attitude. Yeah. See, the fact they seem to have been pushed to take the role on the roles rather than accept them right off is always bothersome. Not exactly heroes that fans expect. Seeing them become a team is good, but it would be better to show how they at least were on good terms before being thrust into saving the world together. Again, a sign of how the movie is trying too hard for a gritty aspect that misses the fun of the original series. And we're not even halfway through this list! Number 11, Bad Humor from JetFusion.com. To go with the darker aspects, the trailer's few attempts at humor aren't really promising. Trini talks about how I found an alien spaceship, pretty sure I'm a superhero now, and her mom immediately demands she pee in a cup for a drug test. Okay, that was Trini. I thought that was Kimberly. Okay, my bad. I thought that was Kimberly. Oh well, it looked like Kimberly. Who cares? I like that. Immediately demands she pee in a cup for a drug test. Zach gets smacked by a hologram, and Billy remarks, "That's a strong-ass hologram." The only one that really comes off okay is Kimberly meeting Zordon with, "We're talking to a wall." While there are chances the final film has more, it seems the movie is going for a bit of crass humor and missing the fact that the original series could be damn funny. Indeed, the humor was key to its success, accepting the zany nature of things and having some real fun with it. The new movie appears to be ignoring that. It tries at humor falling flat or too adult, and thus another sign of missing what made the original series so popular with its fan base. Number 10. Let me sum up number 10 here. The kids are basically copying Chronicle. From rangerdudes.blogspot.com, number 10 is the teens have powers without powering up. That's right. They have superpowers without having to yell, "It's morphin' time!" Yeah, go figure on that one, right? The big thing of the original series was the kids were regular in their real identities, albeit skilled martial arts, and only got powers when they were the Rangers. The movie seems to push a new idea, in that shortly after finding the coins, the teens start to exhibit powers of their own. Jason is shown suddenly with a six-pack, Kimberly crushes a glass in her hand, and when a bully headbutts Billy, it's the bully who is knocked out cold. They're also shown leaping over vast distances with no problem. This clearly is the influence of the movie Chronicle. No shit, Sherlocks! With the teens with powers already, but it also takes away the thrill aspect of how they need to power up in order to fight the bad guys on equal terms. It seems a way for the filmmakers to do the big hero stuff without the need for the suits, which is the problem when the key part of the franchise is seeing them in the suits. Then again, there are some concerns in that one already, because number 9 is the suits. TokuNation.com, and I think this is actually where they're getting the pictures. There were pictures with the article, So I'll probably off on that, but I'm assuming it's probably where they're getting the pictures. But either way. Number 9, the suits. Mention Power Rangers and an image of the suits is the first thing that pops into mind. The 5 brightly colored suits, red, blue, yellow, pink, and black. They've been through several designs over the years, but still retain the basic and have become a mainstay on the cosplay circuit. True, spandex has issues and can look silly, but the new suits don't exactly spread confidence either. Making them real armor does sound promising, but it also makes them look far too bulky and unrealistic. Witness the bit in the second trailer where we see them fight. It looks unnatural and not even as smooth as they should be. That's not to mention bits like how the yellow and pink Rangers have literally breastplates and high heels. There's also how the visors seem to react to the show to show the actors' faces, which is something few of the series have done. Given how great Marvel has made the Iron Man suits work on screen, including how Tony Stark is shown inside the helmet, they could have done more with this. While they can look cool at first glance, seeing the suits actually move shows how less is really more when it comes to Ranger design. Well, at least you're actually going to specify the genders in this for the yellow and pink Ranger. Yeah, they're chicks. Zordon looks boring. ScreenRant.com, I think. Yeah, that had to have been where the picture was. So, yeah. That's where the pictures are coming from. So, I apologize for that. That's where the pictures were coming from. Casting Bryan Cranston as Zordon is an offbeat choice, but had promise. Notice how they say had. The Emmy winner is known for both comedy, Malcolm in the Middle, where he played Hugh. I think it's... No, Hal. He played Hal in Malcolm in the Middle. And high drama from his thing is Walter White in Breaking Bad. I actually know the two characters that wasn't in the article. And has just the deep and warm voice needed for their alien mentor. At the first sight, the second trailer doesn't have the wonder he should. The holographic wall has promise, but not quite as striking as that giant floating head did. Also, the voice seems off. Not the deep, booming tone of the TV version of Zordon. Frankly, it just sounds like Walter White trying to explain terms like destiny and morphine, which comes off downright silly. It may have been an easy paycheck for Cranston, but just some voice and digital facial work and rumors they may alter the voice for the final film. But as it is, it just seems a waste of a big star for a role that could have made the same impact with most any actor. No shit! This is not a movie that Bryan Cranston is going to be able to save, just like Godzilla. He can't save this one either. Kimberly and Jason? Yeah, that's right. One moment from both trailers that has the fans up in arms is the brief bit of Kimberly and Jason in a room and kissing. On the show, the obvious romantic thread was always Kimberly and the green/white Ranger, Tommy, played by my favorite Power Ranger, Jason David Frank. And fans still adore that couple. Jason and Kim were just friends. Although a deleted scene from the Turbo movie indicated they were dating, but then again, you actually had to sit down and watch the entire Turbo movie, and the deleted scenes were only available on the DVD and not on the newer releases of it. And believe me, I know that because I don't own one of the newer ones, but I read that. It sucks. And the addition of this romance just comes out of nowhere. It's more notable due to how the movie seems to be presenting the teens as practically strangers before coming together, and so this romance comes even more sudden. The actors seem good in the roles, but fans are still hopeful a sequel can introduce Tommy. Sequel? Oh God, no! Hell no! No. This is gonna be a one-hit train wreck, folks! Sequel? No, this is going to be a one-hit train wreck. Nothing more than that. To push him with Kim, having her and Jason together just doesn't seem right. It may just be a bit of them pushed by circumstances, but trying to hook the red and pink Rangers up together isn't something fans want to see. Fans don't want to see this movie, period, but sure, we'll go with that. Sequel? Hell no. Sorry about that. I was feeling stuffed up there for a moment. Number 6, the FX. It should be remembered the original Power Rangers footage came from a Japanese TV show made in the 1980s. Zuranger, Zuranger, I remember that. I probably mispronounced singing it, but I probably did that subconsciously so I can avoid copyright. It was based off a Zoo Ranger, actually. So it's no surprise the special effects were more than a little on the cheap side. Yeah, cheap. And how much is this train wreck costing the studio so far? They gotta go gangster on it? Nah, we're screwed. Let's see. That was part of the charm. The nutty aspects adding to the camp appeal. And while the show's effects could improve, the producers knew keeping to some cheap aspects made it look good. Indeed, a weakness of the 1995 feature film was the CGI for the Zords looking bad. Yeah, no shit. CGI has improved drastically since then, but the FX in the film still seems rough. The sight of the Rangers doing super jumps looks downright silly and already noted. As already noted, the suits look a mess. Albeit the morphing itself, not too bad. The Zords look like rejects from the Michael Bay Transformers movies, and the sight of the Megazord is nowhere near as epic as it should be. Again, while the original show was never known for cutting-edge stuff, the FX here bring back unpleasant memories of such messes as 2015's Fantastic Four movie, and how this could be the next disaster. It is going to be the next disaster. A pathetic Goldar. One of the key showcases of how crazy the original series was had to be Goldar, Rita's enforcer and henchman. He was a strange lion-monkey hybrid in golden armor and wings, who served as her right-hand monster. He was often more sane than the rest of her pack of idiot helpers, and got some good fights against the Rangers. Goldar was part of the show for several seasons, and even the 1995 movie, and it was naturally assumed he'd be in this as well. However, the trailers and early toys show the filmmakers are taking the gold part a bit too literally. It looks rather than her chief aide, Goldar is just some creation of Rita to attack Angel Grove. Aside from the bulky build and wings, it looks nothing like the original character. Just a big ugly pile of gold metal. The trailer shows him just stumbling around for the big final battle and looking downright nasty. If this is supposed to be the movie's grand climax, it's likely to be a major letdown and a bad way to waste a big character from the show. No duh. That was the final nail in this thing's coffin as far as I was concerned. But number 4 is the Alpha Fail. Yeah, oh yeah. There is a segment that finds him more annoying than Jar Jar Binks. Really? Jar Jar Binks is the most annoying thing in 6 galaxies. Sure, alright. However, to most Power Rangers fans, Alpha 5 is the key to the entire show. Zordon's robotic helper, or robotic bitch butler as I like to call him, the funny robot was noted for his panicky mode and tendency to yell out, "Ay, ay, 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 ay!" We all remember that. Whenever danger struck. Surprisingly helpful, he was a lovable character who aided several Ranger teams over the years. And any incarnation of the show would have to use him. But fans have been worried when concept art leaked showing the same golden dish head, but a body far shorter with pinched arms and even a beer gut aspect. It looks dumb in the brief shot in the second trailer, but even worse is the voice by Bill Hadler, sardonic and snide when he talks to the Rangers. His line of, I was expecting something a bit more, can easily apply to Alpha himself. Transforming the chipper and high-wound Alpha into a sarcastic clown isn't a good way to win fans over. Now, this movie's already... I'm at number 3. I'm 12 into this list, and I'm already thinking this movie's a train wreck. The company's... Lionsgate's going to go belly up for this. And any Power Ranger out there that is still backing this thing saying it's going to be good, I'm looking at you, Jason, David, Frank. You might want to jump on the horse of, okay, this movie's going to suck. There, I said it. I'm sorry. This is the Legendary War all over again. It's Legendary Battle all over again. I'm sorry. But let's go. Number 3. Which audience is this meant for? As with any attempt at a reboot, the movie faces the challenge of winning a new audience while also keeping to the old. The thing is, for fans of the classic Power Rangers, it's not like there aren't any options for reliving those days or introducing their kids to them. You can find all the original series on Netflix, with a new one currently airing on Nick. You can also buy them on DVD, by the way. As noted, so many changes to the mythos can drive fans away and keep them from enjoying the new movie. Meanwhile, for non-fans, this can seem a bit silly and over the top, ignoring that's what made the original show a hit. And the trailers aren't making a good case for newbies to jump into it. There are plenty of colorful superheroes to enjoy, as Power Rangers can carry the stigma for being just for kids. That will be tough to win over the very young adult audience. This movie needs to be a success. No, this movie needs more than that to be a success, but whatever. Screw it. No, it needs a better plot, better characters, better actors, better suits. Everything the last 12 things have said needs to be better to make this movie a success. It doesn't need to win over the young audience. No. The movie and its proclamation and its promotion seem to be confusing, from mixing Kanye songs to the rough humor, as the entire kids chosen to be suited heroes bit can be too lighthearted for fans of series like The Hunger Games. The movie really doesn't seem to know which audience to go for, and that mixed message can lead to a bad result at the box office. We are going to lose money like Pluto Nash. That is the announcement you will hear the following day over the PA system at Lionsgate. Attention, Lionsgate employees. I regret to inform you, Power Rangers has tanked. It was yanked out of theaters after not even one showing. Thousands walked out. We are facing massive layoffs. We are screwed. By the way, Christmas bonuses are no longer being honored. We are basically bleeding money like Pluto Nash. That's going to be what you're going to hear come the next day. But all right, number 2. Rita's a disappointment. No shit on that one, folks. Rita Repulsa was the first major villain of the Power Rangers franchise, and thus any movie version would have to include her. The original version, taken from old Japanese footage, which, by the way, she was very attractive, I have to admit that, for a old scary woman, was a wild sight with her white hair and a pair of horn-like buns. Buns? Try horn-like breasts. I remember. Oh, no, okay. No, buns in the hair. Oh, okay. All right, she had the Madonna bra. That's right. That's right. She did have horn-like things in her hair. Yeah, okay. I remember now. I was thinking the wrong spot. My mind's not in the gutter, folks. An outlandish dress and voiced over to sound screeching and wild. It was funny seeing her berate her incompetent helpers and scream about having a headache, and thus damn funny. The casting of Elizabeth Banks had folks very interested in her going all out in a costume. But then the images hit and the fans were rocked at the sight of Rita in a green armored suit with golden nails, looking totally outlandish and not in a good way. It's been confirmed now that Rita was once a Green Ranger millennia ago who went evil, and a fan theory is going around that she's no longer human but possessing Trini's mother. Her scenes in the trailer show her summoning monsters, and it looks like Banks is going to have some fun in the role. However, the changes just come off way too dramatically with too much new mythology. Rita can be fun, but the movie looks to just make her too gritty and dark, and the outfit is nowhere near as appealing, despite Banks' charm. Really? So we need to have Banks in a dress, buns in her hair, and a Madonna bra. Okay, I'm fine with that. I can be fine with that. To a point, I can be fine with that. And number one, ladies and gentlemen, the final reason why this movie is going to suck by TheRichest.com, the tone. The tone of the film really is the major concern of so many fans. It started with the early trailer set to a new take on Walk the Line, emphasizing a rough high school setting. Trini seen spray paint on her locker to kill herself, and the teens as misfits. It pushes it more when Rita attacking Trini in her room and purring on killing Rangers before. The second trailer just adds to it despite some attempts at fun, as it just looks like the movie is trying to take a franchise known for its wonderful humor and charm and make it too realistic. The filmmakers seem pushed less by the actual Power Rangers lore and more by young adult movies, trying to put in too much angst, drama, and darkness. Yes, the suits can look fun, but the movie looks to be going for more, showing how such major battles can work in real life, marrying the cheesy fun of the show that was always what made Power Rangers so lovable. It knew it was cheesy, and campy and crazy, but it used that rolling with it, and that's why it retains so many fans. This movie just looks to be using the names and concept, but lacking the same charm. More than anything, the attempt to make Power Rangers feel real is the key reason this new version is going to sink fast. No, this movie is going to crash and burn like the Hindenburg. It is going up in flames. I have already dug the grave for it. I have the cement truck ready. It is time to put this thing in the ground. And by the way, I widened the hole. Thanks to Weird Al Yankovic for giving me the idea. I widened the hole, and it's now 43 feet deep. Let's see those angsty teenagers with attitude get out of that one. Their powers aren't going to help them then, are they? No way. So this movie is going to suck, folks. Richest.com says it's going to suck. They gave 15 reasons why it's going to suck. I've been bitching this since last year. It's going to suck. So you can take it to the bank, folks. It's time to put the stamp on it. This baby is done. And speaking of done, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be doing it this week for the Absolutely Completely Random podcast. Almost an hour and a half long. I know my mom's going to be bitching about this in the morning. It's an hour and a half long. You can't have a podcast that long. I told you that's too long for a podcast. I know, but the Power Rangers article took a lot of time. So did the GameStop articles. I wanted to get both of those in this week. But anyway, thank you for being with me for the last almost hour and a half as we went through the internet this week of everything I found entertaining. If you'd like to send me any emails for the podcast, either ideas, articles, things that can improve upon, or just want to say hi, or if you want to have a shout out for somebody, I can start that now too. If you want to have a shout out for somebody on the podcast, send those emails to acrpodcast@gmail.com. If you'd like to sponsor the podcast, hey, I get some views, maybe not a lot, but I get some. Send your email to acrpodcast@gmail.com. We can work something out and see what we can do. I don't reach a lot of people, but I do get out there. Don't forget, you can follow me on Twitter @OtakuRoads. Don't forget to check out my eBay page, and I got hiccups now all of a sudden. Don't forget to check out my eBay page, all lowercase ARHOADS-2012. And for the Absolutely Completely Random podcast this week for Saturday, February 4th, 2017, I am Andrew Rhodes saying thank you, everybody, for having me here. Thank you for letting me into your homes, into your phones, your tablets, your computers, your laptops. Thank you for being with me for the last hour or something. It makes me feel good inside to know that I'm not alone in the world and that people do want to hear me talk. So until next week, ladies and gentlemen, I have been your host saying goodbye, farewell, stay calm, and I will catch everybody next time. Good night, everybody, and have a nice day.